Hello everyone, this is Dr. J. Anita Abziba, Department of Chemistry, Dr. S.L.S. Rajlakshmi College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore. We have been discussing about the dyeing of protein fibers and synthetics in this lecture series. In this particular video, we'll be studying about the dyeing of wool. Wool is a protein fiber which is obtained from animal, uh, which is widely used in the textile sector. Unlike other fibers, it's a chemically active protein structure capable of forming strong bonds. Usually we use acid dyes, metal complex dyes, chrome dyes and reactive dyes for dyeing wool fiber. What is the principle behind the dyeing of wool with acid dye? The dye fiber complex is formed either by the ionic charges because the dye is colored anion and it forms the cationic sites in the wool and they both get attracted to each other. What is the role of acetic acid here? It is used as an exhausting agent, and here you need strongly acid condition to create more amount of positive sites which will help in rapid dye uptake. The molecular bonding, that is the ionic bonding, is also there. In one portion, hydrogen bonding is also there, van der Waals forces is also there, and these linkages create strong resistance to breaking, resulting in high fastness properties of when you dye wool fiber with acid dyes. What is the role of electrolyte, that is the sodium sulfate here? The salt acts as the retarding agent. Once the chloride ions are released from the dye, they get attracted towards the positively charged wool fiber. So it may result in uneven dyeing, or to ensure level dyeing or even shade, slow dye uptake is required because uh, all of a sudden all the dyes should not get fixed in a one particular portion. So in order to maintain even shade, we use sodium sulfate as the retarding agent. Either sodium sulfate or is used or sodium chloride. These are the three types of acid dyes. One is the neutral acid dyes, weak acid dyes and strong acid dye. When you compare with them with wool dyeing, high leveling, that is neutral acid dyes are high leveling but they have low fiber affinity but result in very poor washing fastness. When we go for weak acid dyes, it is medium affinity, weakly acidic, but it has good washing fastness. Strong acid dyes, the exhaustion rate is very poor. It requires strong acid, highly fiber affinity, but good fastness properties. So the acid strength increases and the affinity also increases. What is the recipe used for dyeing basic dyes on wool? First one is the dye stuff, which is 2%, acetic acid 2%, salt, that is global salt or sodium chloride 10%. MLR ratio is usually maintained as 1 is to 30, temperature is 90 degrees Celsius and the time is 30 to 40 minutes. What's the process? First, the dye is mixed with this acetic acid to form a paste, and it is now made in the form of a solution with the required amount of water, which is the calculated quantity of water and the form of a solution. And now add remaining water to the bath, immerse the wool product and slowly add as dye solution to prevent uneven striking. After some time, salt is added at a higher temperature to allow slow, even penetration of the fabric. Afterwards, after the entire process is over, the wool fiber is taken out, it is rinsed with water, soaping and acidification is given to remove the unfixed dye, loosely held dye, and then the after treatment is over. How will you measure the success of the story? That is, how will you know whether all the dye has been fixed properly or not? We can assess by the color fastness properties and the light fastness properties. Color fastness property is the one in which when you expose the wool to light color, that is when you wash it, how much amount of the dye gets bleed. So that is called as color fastness. So it may result in fading, it may result in bleeding of the dye, etc. When you go for light fastness, when you expose the wool fiber to sunlight, how much amount it gets faded. That rating is given by the gray scale. In the case of color fastness, in the case of blue scale, in the case of light fastness. The rating is from 1 to 8 in the case of light fastness, and in the color fastness, the rating is from very poor to excellent. So this is all about the dyeing of wool, whether acid dyes and also basic dyes. Thank you.